do. I have been bombarded by you and tons of other people with the question, is the globe one of those James Bond bar things? And yes, it is in fact a bar. I keep a little single malt scotch in it. This is my home office, so it's not like it's at, an office building or whatever. And I always wanted one. I thought it was cool. Yeah. Okay. So, creating leaders instead of employees. It used to be that I would say there's no such thing as a stupid question. And now I've gotten into the habit where my recruiters almost never, ever ask me a question. No, it's that what I've done is taken the McKinsey or consulting approach, if you will, and applied that to another profession. And lawyers can do this, real estate brokers can do this, accountants can do this. Any high-end professional can use this technique to train their people to become self-starters, self-managing, better thinkers, and better leaders. And my fondness for acronyms. So in this case, leaders, they use the acronym DARES, DARES. So the D is simple. It's don't let them ask you questions most of the time. The A is for analyze the situation on their own before they come to you. The R is make their recommendations and show their reasoning behind it. The E is that together we will then evaluate their analysis and recommendations. And then the S is support them with feedback and help. Okay, let me give you an example. I had a recruiter come to me the other day and she said, hey, I've got this bankruptcy partner. She doesn't have a very big book of business, but she's in bankruptcy and she's really nice. She's very collegial. Do you think we should send her over to our client? And I told her no, and I smiled, and she knew what was coming. I said, go back, do your analysis, and then come back to me with your recommendations and your reasoning behind it. So she left. She came back a few minutes later, and she said, okay, this bankruptcy partner only has a book of about $250,000, and normally we would not present someone like this to one of our virtual law firms, but we all know that bankruptcy is about to heat up, and in a great big way. And since they already have an established practice, they might benefit from overflow work. Additionally, you can give her your rainmaking consulting and help her to build her book of business in a very hot market. Also, she's not at a huge law firm now, but she was at a firm that was over 1,000 attorneys in the past, and she came out of a good law school. So I think that we should go ahead and present her to our client with just a short note saying, look, normally we wouldn't present this person, but here's our reasoning behind it. It didn't take a lot of evaluation because I agreed with everything that she said. A boss shows how smart they are. A leader shows their people how smart they are. Hey, I just made that up. That's pretty good. Okay, so my goal is always to show my people that they're really smart and that they can come up with the ideas and solutions and reasoning that I do. And when they get it wrong, that's another thing. You have to make sure if they come up with reasoning that's really, really bad. One of my favorite sayings is, if you're afraid of talking about an idea that's really bad, remember that once upon a time, some guy said, let's make a movie about sharks attacking people out of a tornado. So you have to make it safe. You have to make them feel welcome. And then the other thing that you need to do is we have what's called Shelton's axiom on appreciation. And that goes like this. Everybody feels taken for granted at some point, but nobody ever feels too appreciated. No one ever says, oh, my wife or husband appreciates me way too much. I really just wish they'd cut it out. Oh, my kids, they appreciate me so much. My parents appreciate what I'm going through so much. My boss, my employees, whatever. No one has that problem. So make sure that you really acknowledge and appreciate the fact that instead of just coming to you with a question and having you have to do all the brain work all the time, they've taken command over things and have done the brain work for you. If you do this with everybody who reports to you consistently over a period of time, what you'll have are people who are self-managing, who develop much more rapidly because they're constantly thinking in that direction, and who will in turn become leaders themselves. Yeah. Thank you.